Hey, dude! I don't know if it worked or not, but here we are. Here I am, I guess. I don't know. What's up, people? I think it's live. It looks live. You're following behind, but we're following in here. I had to get the launch screen up because there's some changes around here. Yeah, I'm executing. I'm probably, first of all, let me apologize for not being on this thing for too long. What the hell is going on? I'm not even sure. Let's just say life got in the way. And I hate saying that because seriously, life shouldn't be getting in the way. I mean, it's not like sometimes there's no excuse. You know what I mean? Like sometimes there is, but sometimes there's not. And I mean, I understand what we do isn't exactly the most important thing in the world, but it could be good. People could be using this to get out of their daily lives, get out of their daily doldrums. The hell if I know. I don't even care. We're just here to talk about paper airplanes because people need to know what's going on in the world of paper airplanes. One of days, dude. Where are we at? Well, let's see. If you were keeping track, it is November 18th. So that means we're like 49 days in. So should you have 49 planes? Well, hell yeah. And of course, what happened? I didn't bring my freaking stack. I do have a stack of pry fly, like, dude, I think I'm pissing the wife off because they're, like, not in a box yet, so they're kind of, like, lying around. Truthfully speaking, though, it's not as big as it is because a lot of these I built at work, and they haven't made their way over here because of, well, various reasons. Usually it's the weather outside. I don't want to bring them in out there when it's, like, too cold, too rainy, stuff like that, so yeah, pry fly, you kind of need it, man. You kind of need it. You can't be expected at the end of this to have your 300 planes and just have them all like laying around. Even though I kind of am right now, but well, if like I'm thinking we could possibly find a way to make when we're talking about pry fly, I'm thinking kind of way to make the planes so that they're even more protected. Powerhouse paper planes had a good way. yeah, sure will. Powerhouse paper planes had a good way talking about how he's got like this plastic tub, and he presses them down in there. And again, he's kind of got planes that can do that sort of thing. But I mean, depending on your state of pry fly, when you fold it like we do and you have them, if you make just a normal bird that you fold down, it gets kind of rough in the nose here, So, whatever wings you got, whatever, keeping it smooth. Obviously, this is a prime example of not the way to do it, but it is the way it is. It is the way it is. So anyway, what we're going to talk about this today, probably ain't too much. I don't know if anybody got anything going on out there as far as sites and shit. I have a newer plane that I was working during this. It's not the greatest in the world. Well, I'd actually kind of like it to be a little bit better than it is, obviously, but it seems to have potential, and I'm dealing with a lot of wind over here lately, so I can't actually get good flights out of it and be able to tell whether or not it's doing it itself or the wind. Because, I mean, if any of y'all have ever flown them, you get too much wind on the underside, they get some distance, and you're going to be all excited because it travels like across a field, into your buddy's yard, into your neighbor's yard, two neighbors' yard down, or maybe you just lose it altogether. I don't know if the wind is causing mine to do that, or literally, it's like quite freaking breezy. So I don't understand if it's all the wind or the plane. I'm trying to figure that out. So like I'm waiting for these. Like indoors, it flies great. Even in the warehouse, like where I work, it flies pretty good. It's a pretty good distance, but again, controlled environment versus you taking it outside. So, yeah, I know, like wind, freaking everywhere. Ours, like, dude, we have these, like the other day we had like 48, 50, 55 mile an hour gusts, for like 2 days straight. And then today, again, I really intended on flying today. I was off today. I was going to fly. And the gusts picked up. I mean, we had 25, 30 mile an hour gusts. I'm like, I'm not going to be able to find anything. If I throw a javelin, I'm going to lose it. I mean, I might have lost it. I suppose I can fly a javelin, but what the hell am I going to test with that? So I didn't get to fly. I'm hoping to fly tomorrow. In which case, maybe I'll get a flight video out there at the new base here, because we haven't had one yet. I don't know. But in the meantime, this one that I built, though, I was really looking forward to seeing if it was. Yeah, he says new things. What's going on right now that you guys are partaking in? This is a new thing. I don't know. I'm looking forward to enjoying this plane, and yet I can't seem to do it yet. So it freaking sucks. You have these short ass days. I mean, I don't go to work when it's dark, but I come home when it's dark. So it's like all my flights got to be done at work or on days off, which is cool. But damn it, need more days off, I guess. This is the best time to take days off is when daylight savings time is off, so you can actually do stuff. But anywho, I'm anxious about this. Yeah. Yeah. Fourth quarter. I'm actually looking forward to having the time to have some of these fly in this new design. It's not okay. I don't know if it's really a new design because I keep waffling on it, and it's at work. I can't show it to you. I might be able to build it on the show tonight. It's kind of a take on Fury, but not entirely. It still uses bursts thing too, so I got to bring that out into there. I've been wanting to build another Diamant because I got another idea to put on Diamant as well. These little things. This is really what I wanted to fly. I was so looking forward to flying Diamant today. I had some of these prepped to go, and lo and behold, I can't do it. So it was quite aggravating. But I do have a couple more of the bursts, and I have a couple of O-bodies. I have no idea why I decided to use O-bodies. I can't explain it. I just decided, hey, you know what? I'm going to use some of this time during my one days to build something unusual. Before I get into everybody else's planes, I got to satisfy my own desires, So, I don't know if it's going to be like the rest of the year. I'm thinking OAE, NASA's, all you guys out there, just hold. I'll get to yours probably and screw yours up soon. In the meantime, I'm working on screwing mine up, so let me have that. And I am also looking around and just noticing that, dude, after cleaning this freaking room up, I have dispersed with all the paper that I had with which to construct this plane that I was going to show you about. Show you about? How the hell kind of English am I using? All right, but I mean, we were talking about, I don't know if you remember last time we was on the show, we was talking about having these reverse slanted trailing edge that we have here, the burst aircraft as I like to call them. In case you were wondering, that's how they got their name. Reverse slant trailing edge, yes. Standard of course for everybody else, but not for us so much in the paper airplane world unless you cut them. I really want these planes to function properly. And I want the right design, and my bursts so far, even our Stea, which has not had a chance to fly as good as I would like it, so I'm holding off judgment on our Stea, but these newer ones that I have the idea with, I think are probably going to turn out a lot better. So look at this Chinese menu. Yeah, I want the Mongolian beef. I had some of that earlier, spicy, but not too bad. I think this is a perfectly squared, or not squared, but perfectly cut sheet of paper. I think it's ready to go. I wanted to make a bigger one. 12 3/4 inches long by 11 inches deep. Like this. 12 3/4, 11. You guys got that? Okay. Oh, you didn't see it because I'm over here. All right, yeah, but 12 3/4, 11. Bam. All right, so it's not so much critical that the cut of the plane is. I haven't really. That's actually one of the main things I haven't locked down is exactly what I can get out of the size. It's not perfectly square, but it's close to perfectly square. And I know we're all talking, like, I think one of my next how to builds on my concurrent channel is probably going to end up being like a how to build, possibly on Diamant, possibly on Fury. I don't know. We shall see. And I also haven't decided whether or not Wasp is Wasp and Fury is Fury. I still like the two names, and I'm kind of thinking like Fury is going to be the upsized one, while Wasp is the original size, because I just don't like changing it mid-stride like that, so we'll see. So what we're doing here, let me see if I can get this one out. I know this is going to be messed up, though, because I don't think this is the exact size of the ones that are at work, but hey, bear with me while I destroy this plane. Any of you guys ever build one and then, like, wonder... Okay, let me put it this way. You build one with an idea, so you take it into the next one that you build, and the second one doesn't turn out like the first one, so you figure you're going to have to break that first one down to get it, but you like the second one better, so you stick with that one, and then you're like, okay, wait a minute, is this even the same plane at all? You know, like, I get that a lot. I mean, like, I'm building into the second one, and I'm like, I know this is what the first one was like, but then I've totally... It's like a different creature. I don't know. I haven't... This one kind of started like, Jesus, without lines it's harder to tell. Most times when I build, I don't know about you guys, but most times when I build, I don't like, you're not starting with like any special, well, we showed this on the show before. You don't start with any idea in mind in particular, so you don't go like, yes, I want to do 5 inches here, and I want to do 7 inches here, and blah, blah, blah. You may know the size of the paper you're using, but you don't know where the hell you're going to do your folds. It's only when you have to describe it to people, show to people, like this, or when you're just like building the next one that you go like, oh man, that thing was 3 inches? I didn't even know. So this one wasn't like, I didn't really have, when I built it, I didn't really have a set idea of how far I wanted to make it. I just knew that I wanted to have the shape, the starting out shape that it had. I wanted it to be back. I wanted it to have a starting snub. It could end up with a pointed nose. I just knew I wanted to get some weight and some like flutter control up in the front. So something me and Maverick Incorporated talked about way back in the day. Whatever happened to that company? We should do like a retro show having to do with all the old companies that have passed through. Like a whatever happened to kind of section of the show, while everybody remains blissfully ignorant. You know, anyway. So this one came about, like I said, I was thinking of trying to get, believe it or not, I was thinking of kind of like an interceptor thing, only a bigger, because I knew I was going to make this out of a bigger sheet. The first one I built was smaller. I was thinking about making this bigger sheet and see if I could, I don't know, balance the weight, I guess, is what I was thinking of. I mean, it's weight distribution, but I was trying to think if I can, like if I used a bigger sheet, maybe I can get some of the weight in the back that I couldn't get in the smaller version, because the way I'd started this out, and if you're following along, you can kind of see the way I was starting this out, it was turning out to be like, by the end of this, the front end was going to be like ridiculously heavy. So, bear with me as I figure out if there's any way to get some of this weight in the back. I mean, I know cheating ways of doing it. And believe me, I thought of actually seriously putting like something in the back. Just let's throw a penny back there. Let's throw a paperclip back there. Let's throw anything to balance out what I was starting on in the front here. But we shall see. Because, like, okay, if you look at it, you saw the way it is turning out. You see the cranking here, the Dale. Doesn't end up like too bad. I mean, you know, when you fold it over, you can take it right out, which is what happens. So it may look cool when you're starting out, but it's not going to end up that way. In the meantime, let me finish this up here. This was part of the problem I had when I started. If you guys have these folds, like when you... you guys have these folds when you're like this, I'm sure you've had this issue. Like, they come across and... Well, I mean, it just turns out bad for you. I mean, really, right? Because your folds start to fold in on themselves. I'm going to fix that problem. No, plane's not done. That's just a temporary. That's a holding staple. You guys are well aware you can cheat on your planes with like this. I mean, just as I showed, that staple there is not an end result, and it's not going to be kept. It is simply to hold the paper in place to make sure your like inside folds don't back off. Because I mean, a staple is easily removed. All you do is punch 2 small holes in it. I mean, really, what harm is that, right? So, I mean, you'll see that like when I was starting to fold, the wing